Hey everybody, Nick Espinosa, your chief security fanatic here, and today in Russia news, the Russians are evolving destructive malware, and that is never a good thing. Now, this is coming from Dan Gooden of Ars Technica, and here's what's going on. Researchers have uncovered a never-before-seen wiper malware that's tied to the Kremlin, and also an operation 2 years ago that took out more than 10,000 satellite modems located mainly in Ukraine on the eve of Russia's invasion of that neighboring country. Now, this is called acid pour. That's basically being named by the researchers over at Sentinel-1, and it has very close similarities to acid rain. Now, that was a wiper discovered in March of 2022 that Viasat, the satellite internet service provider, basically confirmed was used in an attack on its modems earlier that month. Now, wipers, if you don't know, are malicious applications designed to destroy stored data, basically make devices inoperable, etc., etc. It's a very destructive piece of malware. Unlike ransomware, which locks your data out for extortion, this just goes through and starts destroying stuff. Now, Viasat said that acid rain was installed on more than 10,000 of its satellite modems that were basically used by Viasat 7 days prior to the March 2022 discovery of the wiper. Now, acid rain was installed on these devices after attackers gained access to the company's private network. And so Sentinel-1, for the record, also discovered acid rain, including the new variant, said that at the time, basically the earlier wiper had enough technical overlaps with malware the U.S. government attributed to the Russian government in 2018 to make it likely that acid rain and the 2018 malware known as VPN filter, I've talked about that extensively, were closely linked to the same team of developers. On top of this, Sentinel-1's report the other day noted similarities between acid rain and acid pour, and basically they provided evidence that acid pour was also created by this group of developers working on behalf of the Kremlin, on Vladimir Putin or Russia. Now, basically the similarities in the technology include the use of the same reboot mechanism, the exact logic of recursive directory wiping, and the same IOCTL-based wiping mechanism as well. So acid pour also shares programming similarities with another piece of malware that's attributed to the group Sandstorm, known as Candy Wiper, which was used against various targets in Ukraine as well. So the point is that while Russia is obviously launching a kinetic war and they're fighting against Ukraine and all of that, now they're making machinations on Moldova, Poland, and others just as public statements start coming to fruition. This is a very serious issue because they are going to continue to evolve their cyber warfare capability, and the destructive power of this means that the internet infrastructure that satellite technology brings, which should be much harder to knock out, can be knocked out if they are able to get into the Viasats or Spacelinks of the world and start messing with the actual hardware that the Ukrainians or anybody else is using. And so having your satellite modem wiped so you can't get to the internet really helps the Russian war effort, and it doesn't help anybody else. So I'll keep you up to date on these kinds of things, but as always, the Russians are on the move when it comes to cyber warfare and development of all things malicious, and this is just another thing. So stay vigilant and make sure that if you've got a Viasat satellite modem, that it is fully up to date as they are continuing to patch these things. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private. Thanks, everybody.